In the shimmering world of Hollywood, there are names that shine brighter than others. Will Smith and Sean, Diddy, Combs are among those who, for decades, seemed untouchable, kings of their respective domains. Will, the charismatic actor and rapper who leaped from the Fresh Prince to Oscar-winning stardom. Diddy, the mogul who built an empire from beats and business, redefining hip-hop entrepreneurship. To the world, they were icons of success, smiling on red carpets, celebrated by fans, and endlessly praised by media. But behind the lights, a shadow grew.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this. So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, what? But I see his car there. I'm like, where's this guy at? So now I'm holding Dwayne down too. So I have the keys to his dressing room. So I'm like, yo, and they're calling I'm on walkie-talkie and they calling my cell phone. Yo, we need to get Will here. I'm like, yo, kind of fuck down. Like, I'm trying to find this. Like, this is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Allegations turned into headlines, and soon their images began to blur between brilliance and controversy. Let's start with Will Smith, the man who embodied the American dream. Born and raised in West Philadelphia, Will's early life wasn't marked by scandal or drama. He was a bright student, charming and intelligent. When he launched his rap career as part of DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, he was seen as a clean rapper in an era dominated by edgier voices. His music avoided profanity, and parents liked him just as much as their kids did. When he moved into television with What, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Bowl, he became a household name.
And the rumors of Will Smith being gay and having gay relations with, who was it with?
Diddy.
I know, right? Hold on. So apparently Will's assistant, which I don't know if this is true or not. I mean, the whole thing sounds fishy because the same guy tried to do an interview on my platform and I said no, but he claims he saw Will Smith with Dwayne Martin.
Oh yeah.
I know. I know nothing about this. This is crazy.
I mean, well, you should interview Tisha
Campbell, who was married to Dwayne Smith. That'd be an interesting interview.
Wouldn't it?
It would. You know her?
I do.
All right, let's make some phone calls.
I don't know. But I mean, and then there's, what would be said and what wouldn't be said. But, I heard more rumors about Dwayne than Will.
Oh, you heard rumors about Dwayne? Oh. I heard some rumors about Will and Jada, which I won't mention because I'll get sued.
The web of Hollywood's secret culture, a place where fame, power, and manipulation collide, it's here that the name Diddy begins to echo louder. Shawnee Combs, also known at various times as Puff Daddy, PD, or simply Diddy, is one of the most influential figures in hip-hop history. Like Will, he started from humble beginnings. A Harlem native raised in Mount Vernon, New York, Diddy climbed his way up from intern to music mogul at lightning speed. In the 90s, he founded Bad Boy Records and signed of the biggest names in rap.
Story about how Puffy wanted to fight Will Smith over Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, man. We were at a birthday party that I think either Matt Damien was giving for Ben Affleck. It was just a little gathering. It was at the Four Seasons. Will Smith and his sister and her husband, we were all sitting on this side of the room. Matt Damien, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Puff, Will Smith, and Jada, and it was sitting on the other side of the room. So I know Puff so well that he stood up. When he stood up, he walked and did his arm some kind of way, and then he went like this, and I went over towards him. I know to go over there towards him. So I go over towards him, and he said to me, he said, yo, I think Will and Jada is trying to scoop up Jennifer. I want you to stay close because I'm going to snuff them.
We're in right now, it's really hard for y'all to like discern what's real and what's true, you know? And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I see them now. Some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all them memes. I ain't did nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid. So whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. It's like people get so many things, people say so much stuff, but you know, that one, it was your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad.
He wasn't just producing tracks, he was producing legends. As his fortune and influence grew, so did his presence in pop culture. He became a brand, a lifestyle, a symbol of luxury and power. But Diddy's rise wasn't without shadows. The East Coast-West Coast feud of the 1990s, which culminated in the tragic deaths of Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G., left deep scars on the hip-hop community, though never officially implicated.
Well, considering that the is selling his own evidence that would put him in jail against him on the dark net to the highest bidder, why would he sell evidence of his debauchery and savagery? Why would he sell on the dark net his tapes of all the just terrible? Wanna know why? Because he doesn't intend to stand trial.
Is he protecting people, or are people protecting him?
Oh no, he's selling it because he needs the cash. The last freak off tape that just got sold on the dark net, which I know because I monitor, went for $500 million. It had multiple stars in it. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Drake. It was a really interesting night in Calabasas, and he just sold that footage.
Trial starts and the jury sits. Will they be shown these tapes?
100%.
Will they have to watch it in court? Like during the
100% in court in front of a room of people. And so that's the other thing that's awful. They are going to be watching basically for hours on end in front of people. So in front of victim one, whoever it may be, there's going to be porn played in the federal courtroom.
And victim one would have been made aware of this.
Oh, 100%. She's probably being told right now, like, this is going to be played in open court. Your sex history, your sex life is going to be talked about in open court. All of this.
And presumably then she knows that and she's pushing forward because she hasn't withdrawn.
But don't forget this. It doesn't matter if she does or she doesn't. This isn't a civil case. This is the criminal case. So she could flat out tell the federal government, I don't want to participate. And they can say, we don't care. This is a crime. Crimes are against the United States, not against them. Keep calling her victim one, but don't forget, she's a witness to a crime. So it doesn't matter if she went to them in today and said, I'm not participating. Their response, we don't care. Get your ass on the...
In recent months, social media and gossip blogs have exploded with wild accusations. The two men, both powerful, both iconic, and both now tangled in controversy, are rumored to have connections beyond the public eye. Some allege that private parties, secret lifestyles, and shared business circles link them in more ways than fans ever imagined. From hotel meetups to underground circles in Hollywood, unconfirmed reports have suggested that both men are part of a deeper, more elusive network, one that involves influence, secrets, and the careful control of public narratives. Now, it's important to pause here. Much of what circulates online is speculation, sometimes baseless, sometimes exaggerated. In an era where clicks drive content and where people thrive on scandal, it's easy for stories to snowball beyond their source.
When I'm at school, sometimes my dad will just pull his pants down.
Hey!
Will is always, Will is always playing. He plays.
You heard about this sex tape that's being shopped around, a Diddy and another mill? They say the other mill is an A-list celebrity.
I would wonder if he's white or black. And if I'm looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, there's only one that I could come up with. And there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith, he's bigger than Diddy. I would think Nick Cannon is bigger than Diddy. Who else on the black that are black actors or black in the business that's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy, that's black? That's hard to think. But then if you got the A-listers, you know, you got to realize he ran with that black that Rat Pack. And I don't want to even say their names because they said I got their names wrong last time.
And then I saw sexual acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin. All right, I opened the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having sex with Will.
But even if you peel away the most outrageous rumors, one truth remains. Both Will Smith and Diddy have spent years maintaining a flawless public image while living private lives full of complexity, secrecy, and, increasingly, controversy. The deeper question is why? Why do so many powerful celebrities seem to unravel in the same way? The answer may lie in the culture of fame itself. Fame is often sold as a reward, the ultimate prize for talent, hard work, and perseverance. But for many who reach its peak, it becomes a prison. Every move is watched, every word dissected. Authenticity gets traded for public approval. And secrets, they become currency, protected at all costs. For Will Smith and Diddy, their careers were built on control.
Jada Pinkett has written a book where she reveals that multiple times she tried to commit suicide.
I don't know why she keeps trying. She just get it done. Don't be bad at everything.
Yeah.
You was an all right actress. You was a terrible wife. You was a bad mother. You was a kid who knew that your husband was doing things to boys and did stuff to your son, and you ain't do shit about it. Bilal told me everything. Bilal told me, Jada, he told me that you knew Will was f***ing your child. Yes, he did. Wonder why he left that out of his Tasha K interview. That he know that Will Smith raped Jaden Bashir and he raped Neek Mills, and you know it, Bilal.
Control of their image, their message, and the narrative that surrounded them. Will, the clean-cut family man. Diddy, the charming, untouchable mogul. Both cultivated empires around versions of themselves that the public could admire and aspire to. But real life rarely fits within a perfectly curated persona.
I have something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know
He did
you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. You go to the 90s, and Keefe D said he paid him to kill Tupac.
Yeah.
It's a little, like, you get the craziest accusations. You had TMZ created a docuseries, they went to Tubi, but the series is saying the downfall of Diddy.
You're one of the first persons in entertainment to really call out people and kind of have that authority in that, to be able to call people out. I mean, which is pretty amazing. You're kind of, in some ways, draining the swamp of Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't have a support system. I don't have a support system of a peer group of artists that I require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way, according to them.
I was coming off of being in Miami a night of party, and I don't really remember what I was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Would you like a reminder?
Yeah, sure.
Play some.
Hey, yo, listen, yo, I love it all. I love it all, man.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for
No.
That was you. Scrambling. What? You said, I like when you do it like that, Daddy. When you scrambling and scraping for shit. Hey, man.
But the dream had a dark side, and it's been whispered about for years. Behind the yaks and champagne were lawsuits. Behind the parties, stories of manipulation. And as accusations grow, not just from strangers, but from former collaborators and plovers, the portrait starts to shift. What was once rumor begins to feel like testimony. And in a digital age where truth is often determined by virality, perception becomes everything. If enough people say it's real, it doesn't matter whether it is. The damage is done.
Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff gay, does that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said,
Let me read it, Fifth.
Oh my God.
Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January 19th.
That's why he says things. He doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. You know what I'm saying? Like, he says something fabulous and he goes, yo, but me and you, we ain't party. Like, we need to party. What is he talking about?
Incense is going off.
When people say that to me, I get a little uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable. Like, he said something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out of no, dude, take me. That's what a guy says to a girl.
But the most haunting part of it all is the loneliness. These are men who reached the pinnacle of fame, who had the world at their feet, who commanded respect in rooms most people will never enter. Yet now, they find themselves isolated. Friends go quiet. Partners distance themselves. Brands back away. The silence becomes louder than the noise. Because in Hollywood and in life, loyalty has limits, especially when your name becomes a liability. The public, once enamored, becomes fickle. Yesterday's hero becomes today's villain, and the cycle spins again. So what do we take from all of this? Maybe it's a warning, a lesson about the cost of performance, the danger of believing your own mythology, the reality that no amount of fame, money, or influence can shield you from the consequences of choices.
Diddy Combs, looking to suppress evidence in his federal trial. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is back with the story. Good morning again, Aaron.
And to you, Michael. You'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security Investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' opulent homes in Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The jailed music mogul now argues those searches and other searches of his iCloud accounts, electronic devices, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers argue evidence obtained through those searches must be suppressed. Diddy's lawyers say the government presented a grossly distorted picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced as prosecutors allege.
Time will tell whether he rebuilds or fades. But one thing is clear, the age of untouchable superstars is over. In its place, a new era has begun, one where transparency is demanded, privacy is rare, and fame is as dangerous as it is desirable. And maybe that's what we should truly be thinking about.
High-powered law firm of Grubman, Shire, Masalis, and Sachs has dropped Combs as a client. Now, this is the firm of Alan Grubman, who is a very prominent entertainment lawyer that represents some very big names. The Weeknd, Madonna, Chris Brown, Paul Simon, Usher, Bruce Springsteen. In fact, by the way, Alan Grubman was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He actually helped found that back in the 1980s. So, gives you an idea about how big of a powerhouse this firm is. Now let's go back to Sean Combs. So the rumor circulating is that this firm did this because singer and actress Lady Gaga had threatened to leave the firm unless they parted ways with Combs. This is according to reporting by News Nation. And it's a big deal because the rapper and producer had apparently been with Grubman's firm for over 20 years. He was friends with Alan Grubman by all accounts. And there's more that's happening right now for Diddy, right? We had mentioned that Combs had apparently deleted his entire Instagram account. We did an episode on Sidebar about that. Now it's being reported that he just dropped a $60 million lawsuit that he had been embroiled in litigation for the past 3 years or so with the former owners of his former clothing company, Sean John, for continuing to use his name, image, and likeness after he sold almost his entire stake in the company years ago. But now they seem to have reached an agreement, has dropped the lawsuit. Not sure what the details are of that settlement or if this is in any way connected or affected by the other ongoing legal troubles of Sean Diddy Combs.